Hey guys, ChrisPhillip here. How's it going? Basically, I decided to start making videos again. Sadly, I did record some footage already of me playing, and only after 45 minutes when I went through it did I notice that there's no in-game sounds, which is nice. So I've set that up. So unfortunately, I'm not going to use that footage. Basically, as you can see, I'm playing World of Warcraft. I'm gonna try and do the Ironman challenge. For those who don't know, basically you cannot have any talents. You can choose a spec, but that's about it. You cannot die, and you cannot have any items that are green or better quality. And just for the sake of showing you, I haven't died at all. So yeah, at least I noticed before I spent too much time. Imagine if I spent like 1 hour or something playing this. So yeah, basically I just did this like initial area of Eversong Woods, which is a shame that I'm not gonna be able to show you. But whatever, I mean it's not the most interesting part of the game anyways, so doesn't really matter, I guess. So I'm just going up to the Far Strider retreat now, going from there. Yeah, basically the reason I wanted to do this challenge is just because I'm a bit bored of WoW right now. BFA is being a bit boring for me. I know not everyone feels like that, but for me, actually, it is really boring. Aside from that, I wanted to try and level up some horde characters because most of mine are ally. And I wanted to do it with a bit of a twist just to make it more interesting, because leveling in WoW isn't the most interesting stuff either. So hopefully it should be a bit better. Cool. So here we are. Just gonna grab the quests really quick. Should be these ones around here.
Victory lies ahead.
Now I need to buy this stuff for the other guy as well. This thing.
Anaria Shola.
Yes. And that one. So yeah, basically I'm allowed to use mounts, because I mean just the mount doesn't really influence the game. As soon as I get any like quest rewards or stuff, I need to kind of throw them away, let's say.
I have one of a kind items.
As you can see, I don't really have anything in my bag. And that's about it. It's not complex, it's just not easy at the same time, if it makes any sense. Because later on to get gear I'll need to actually buy it from vendors and stuff. I doubt I'm gonna get anything useful from drops, especially not from quests, because they only give you green stuff after. And I decided to go with a hunter just because I have never maxed out a hunter, so yeah, that should be interesting. I have no idea how they are in BFA, I don't have one. I played a bit of a hunter, but I never like leveled it up. But it was a long time ago, I think pre-cut even. So I should go and talk to that one down there first. I'm sure they're gonna give me a quest to kill these guys. There we go.
We will persevere.
So yeah, I haven't done much, as you can see.
I need to get closer.
Because basically I started recording when I was level 10, because that's technically when the challenge starts. And it didn't go very well. I'm not sure why. That was loads. You. That's a new weapon. Slightly better, even though I hate rifles. But whatever, I'll take it. And there we go, level 13, nice. So just a bunch of stuff called Pet 2 and all of the utility stuff. I don't really need it here, don't think so. Feed Pet, Mend Pet might be useful to keep here actually. Just because it's... I'll skip it here. Feed Pets, not useful in combat. This might be useful as well. Skip these ones here. Not sure what my pet is. Everything. Perfect. Cool. How many do I need 4 of each. If I can call a few more. It's not a mage, just walking around. This one, new. Just take a bunch of them. Hopefully I didn't take too many. Thing is, I'm used to being overpowered, let's say, but I'm sure as the levels go on. Since I'm not gonna have the best gear, I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull as many as I'm able to do now. Which I'm gonna have to get used to, I guess. Do I have tracking? That's weird. That's done. Cool.
Victory lies ahead.
So yeah, the reason I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting bored of WoW is just because I don't really agree with the stuff that they're doing now in BFA. I mean, it's not coming from BFA, it's coming from before actually. But I just don't feel like the time that I'm spending playing the game is worth it anymore. Let's say, I don't know if it makes any sense. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting any kind of special, not special, like anything unique out of playing the game, if it makes any sense.
It's too far away.
Before, I mean, you'd strive to get that a specific set of gear, you know, like a specific weapon or shield or
I
whatever.
don't have a target.
Nowadays it's just more, it comes down to numbers, you know. You're just gonna remember like, oh, that gear had slightly more stats than the other one. And I mean, you can argue, yeah, it's always been like that. But at the same time, it hasn't, because the gear was unique, you know, it wasn't like two pieces. They were exactly the same name, exactly the same appearance and stuff like that. Because it wasn't. Before, every piece had their own kind of look and, you know, their name. Nowadays you have two pieces which are exactly the same, just one is slightly more powerful than
I'm
the
out
other
of
one.
range.
For no good reason actually. Just because I forgot to do that one. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why. And I feel like I'm lacking the choice of stuff to do. Not in the sense that obviously there's a lot of stuff that you can do. I just don't feel like any of it is worth me doing it. Because, okay, fair enough if you you do mythic raiding or something like that, like really high end stuff, but I don't have time for that. I'm not really interested. And I should be allowed to not being interested in doing everything in the game, you know? Like, I'm not forced to do whatever Blizzard wants me to do. I should be able to do whatever I want. Which is something I like from, like, I'm not gonna say vanilla because I've never played vanilla, but like from the Burning Crusade forward, I remember back then you had lots of ways of doing stuff and going about stuff. Nowadays, not really. You know, like you get max level, do a couple of dungeons, hope that your what's the name, the war front's up, so you can do just spam war fronts, get all geared up, just doing war fronts. Basically, dungeons are completely irrelevant. Mythic plus, you just do it just because it's not really that relevant anymore. It's just a choice of endgame. But if you don't want to, you don't have to do it. Like before, you had to do a lot of stuff, but because you wanted to, not because you had to. You know? Now, I mean, if I don't do Mythic Plus or raiding, what is that to do, honestly? Not much. So yeah, I mean, that's my point of view. I know a lot of people are not gonna agree with me. That's fine. They're entitled to their opinion. I'm entitled to mine, I guess. I'm hoping they change something, just make it a bit more interesting, you know, for everyone, not just for raiders and stuff.
Glory
But
to the
that's it.
Sindori. Keep your wits about you.
Is there anything else from this guy? No, I need to go and kill the trolls. But yeah. On the other hand, BlizzCon's starting today, I think, today is the 2nd. I'm not sure. Well, it's starting soon anyways. And they're gonna allow people to demo Classic WoW, which is gonna be interesting. Let's see how they manage. Because on one side, I would like to experience it as it was, obviously, but I think that a lot of people cling too tightly to nostalgia. And what I mean by that is that they have rose-tinted goggles, you know? They remember the good stuff, they forget the bad, or they just dismiss the bad, like, oh yeah, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad at the time. Probably now, I don't think you're gonna say the same, because we're too used to. This is Blizzard's fault. Let's be honest. We're too used to the way that they're doing stuff. So now going back to basically like almost 14 years. Going back in time that long, I don't think that everything in Classic WoW would stand up to the modern era of gameplay, let's say. I don't. But I don't hope that they change much. Or at least not straight away. I would like it. Because I know in vanilla classes were very unbalanced. I wouldn't mind if they balanced them a bit. I'm not saying like change them, just make them slightly more viable, you know? Different styles of play. I don't see anything particularly wrong with that. Instead of just using vanilla and leaving it there for like whatever time and then moving on, I think they could work from vanilla, take it as like a initial starting point, and from there they could, you know, do some changes, not go like separate alternate timeline or whatever. Just something a bit more interesting, let's say. But yeah, for example, I wouldn't mind if they left the new models and stuff in the game. For me it's the same, it doesn't really affect, or at least give you the choice, you know? Like if you want you can have the new models, if you don't, that's fair enough. At least can let you choose, you know? And then again, let's see, I don't know, let's see and waiting for whatever people say from those that manage to play. I'm not gonna play it because I didn't buy the ticket. So I'll have to wait. I've seen, there was a leak somewhere on the internet about this supposed client that came, that someone leaked, where you could technically play it.
I need to
I'm not sure how true, how legit it is, but people were reporting that they did improve the graphics a bit. Nothing like crazy, but I mean, I wouldn't mind. Sure, the game didn't look horrible, but it doesn't look good either. I mean, or at least, I'm not saying like improve the graphics, but the game, the systems back then were different, you know? They couldn't handle much. So giving us some more graphical options, I mean, makes sense, I assume, no? Because you can't just bring the game from 14 years ago to today and expect it to be exactly the same. It's not going to be the same. The engine's not the same, the game's not the same. They have to bring it just barely in line with today's systems and stuff. That's my point of view anyways. Oh, well, let's go kill this boss, whatever it is, over here. Try not to pull those guys. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, what do you think about Classic WoW? What would you like to see? Because I'm not sure, like, what's the general consensus on Classic WoW. I see a lot of people that want it to be exactly like it was before. I don't think that's such a good idea. I wouldn't do that. But then there's people that would like to see it kind of update a bit, I guess. Kind of like me. I don't know. We'll have to see. Because obviously I don't want them to like bring us all the conventional stuff that we had over the years. Like I don't want Dungeon Finder, I don't want LFR, I don't want any of those stuff, you know? That doesn't belong in Classic WoW. Just maybe basic stuff. The stuff that was there already, just improve upon it, not bring new stuff in. That's what I want. That being said, I think a lot of people are putting a lot of hopes into Classic WoW, and I don't think they should. It all depends how it comes out, how Blizzard decides to go about it. Honestly, I hope they would go about it like kind of a new project, you know, taking the initial starting point and improving upon it. They can even go crazy. They can even like bring some more new stuff into vanilla, you know. Doesn't mean it's gonna ruin vanilla if they want to bring some other dungeons. I don't know. I'm just speculating, making stuff up. But it depends how they go about it, because if they just see it as like, oh yeah, we'll give it to people now, they're gonna get bored and then whatever, that's it. I don't think people are gonna be very happy with that. Just saying. So yeah, for example, this bow, I cannot wear it. I'll need to sell it. These gauntlets I can. I'm being chased. But yeah. Auto sell because I might need some of those gray items that I'm gonna have, so I'd like to filter them myself. Cool. Here we go. These ones up. What's this? Nice.
Our enemies will fall. Be ready for anything.
Just a bow. And now I should go to Silverman and just get the last piece and deliver it. But yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting, at least if they just leave kind of what was there, just for the adventure. I remember like leveling in back in Burning Crusade, even the Wrath of the Lich King. That was part of the adventure, you know. That's why I'm doing this challenge right now, because leveling in WoW, it's just boring. It's not. You don't want to do it anymore, you know. It's not part of the adventure anymore. It used to be. It used to be like half of the game was leveling. It was like building your character, go, you know, all that stuff. And then when you reach max level, then you unlock some more stuff to do. But you already learned how to play the game, your class and stuff, you know, at least the basic. Nowadays you just either boost and spend money, or you just, I don't know, get heirlooms and try to rush through it, because I mean, there's not much to do anyways. Before you had to grind through it, you had to push through it, you know, and it wasn't easy. Even in Burning Crusade, I remember taking like months to leveling one character up. Nowadays you get heirlooms, you get everything ready, and you're finished in like what, one day, two, a few hours maybe, depends how quick you are. So yeah, that's what I think. If they don't really change anything, I think I'm just gonna stop playing the game. Because, like I said, I don't feel incentivized to playing it, you know, spending my money and time. There's plenty of other games out there, even though I love this one, but when I think it's enough, I suppose. I can sell this. Just getting these ones.
Hold your head high.
Cool. So I'm gonna deliver this one and get to start doing the Ghostland stuff. For example, one really good thing that they did was bring scaling to the older zones, you know? That really makes leveling a bit more interesting, because you actually feel like you can finish the storylines. You don't have to rush through everything like, oh, I finished level 10, I shouldn't be here anymore, you know, I need to go to the next zone. Because obviously, I remember before, you would finish the story before you would get the level requirement to move on, sometimes. Nowadays, no. You just kind of leave everything in the middle of whatever you were doing and just fuck off to another zone, you know? But yeah, that was nice. I kind of wish they went a bit more with it, you know? They made everywhere scalable. Because for example, up to 60 it's fine. Because you have lots of zones, you can go wherever you want. You literally can do places that you've never done before, which is really cool. But from there, you kind of get stuck again, you know? You have to choose either Outland or Northrend, and then Cataclysm or Mists of Pandaria, and then you have to go to Legion. You don't even get a choice there. You still have WoD in the middle, which sucks. Yeah, to be honest with you, it sucks. I was hoping they would give you the choice there. You know, they could put all of them in just one big bundle, or at least like separate them a bit more. Like you could have Cataclysm, even, yeah, no, they could put everything together, because so what, you finish 60, you could go Mists of Pandaria, what's the problem? Or go Cataclysm, you know, just to change up a bit. Now I have to do all of those again. That's what they don't understand. They don't give you the choice to do what you want to do. They always have to force you to do something. I think that's what's pissing people off. And this is just leveling. I mean, no one really cares about leveling anymore. At least not a lot of people. I like it, but most people just want to rush to the end game and finish that. But then what? They finish getting gear? What's the point? They just wait until the new patch to get some more gear? Because that's what I'm saying. Not everyone wants to be like a top end raider. You can join the guild, do some raids. That's fair enough. I'm not saying that. That's more for the social aspect, but what are you doing? Like, what objectives do you have for your game? Just do the raids. Yeah, sure, no more. You know? Because nowadays I don't think it's that difficult to finish the raids. I'm not saying mythic stuff, but like, if you play on normal and go up to heroic and stuff, it's just like a progression, but it's not that difficult, I don't think so. Like before you had to do like 1,000 different stuff, even before you could even raid, you know? Nowadays you just get the gear, let's go. LFR or whatever it is that you want to do. Before you had attunements, you had to get like specific gear for some encounters and stuff. It was different, that's all I'm gonna say. I think that's what people are hoping from classic WoW, just to get that feeling of challenge and achievement again. Because honestly, I don't have it anymore. Like honestly, I feel more achieved by finishing older content and getting, you know, stuff that I want, like mounts and transmogs and stuff like that. I get more of a feeling of achievement from doing that stuff now, than from doing the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. Because it's like you finish a dungeon or a raid or whatever, you get a piece of gear, an item, and you look at it and you're like, oh, before it was like, oh cool, I got this item from this raid. If I want better, I have to go to that other raid and do that other stuff. Nowadays it's like, oh, I got this item that I could have gotten from literally anywhere else, unless it's like mythic raiding, but apart from that, that's like an extreme example. If I get an item from Mythic Plus, high-end Mythic Plus, not high but like medium to high, or I get an item from raiding, or I get it from the Warfronts, it doesn't matter. The stats are there, the item level is there, it doesn't really matter where I get it from. And then, no item is always the same. The stats change, the item level changes. You can have Warforged, tertiary stats, extra stats, and, you know, Titan forging, all that stuff. So basically, you get an item And instead of feeling like, oh, okay, this is the best item that I can get right now, and I could go somewhere else later to get better items. No, you just feel like, oh, okay, I got this item, but it's not Titan Forge, it's not max Titan Forge, it doesn't have third stat, it doesn't have the stats that I wanted to, you know? So you never actually feel like accomplished by getting an item, which before it was like, oh my god, yes. Now it's like, oh yeah, man. That's what I'm afraid of, that they're gonna just keep on going with this Diablo style of
The dark times will pass.
itemization. You know?
Farewell.
It's not very interesting. But yeah, cool. Just gonna sell this stuff, set up my inn here, and I'll call it a session for now. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think about all this. I really wanted to know what's the general opinion about Classic and the state of WoW and stuff like that. I keep seeing lots of videos about it. It's kind of hard to like pinpoint it to like one specific idea, so just let me know. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.